riding cheesy, low key right behind the scene. Hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. The pump stay down when it's sticky. Niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. Shorty wanna talk for the night, for a talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, my nigga. For the dough, my nigga. Never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG, riding cheesy, low key right behind the scene. Hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. The pump stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. Shorty wanna talk for the night, for a talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough,
I gotta start like this. See my niggas ain't just this. Shop with the track and practice and six sex. Rock cause my closest niggas they move fast. Still mother used to post on the block and protect up next. All I see is money in my vision. Homie, I take pictures when I'm spitting. Me and them niggas different. We can never be the same. Niggas snitching trying to blame it on niggas like what a shame. In the Gucci belt niggas know I'm packing my name. It's gon' hurt. But I'm not getting connected to your brain. Too soft to be better if you stay in your lane. I'm in it for the dough, my niggas. I gotta pack a full coat. These niggas tryna stunt and I need them with a blow. You already know how it go. Eat for the show.
my nigga, I'ma have to get it in. For the dough, I'm about to go and get it in. I do this for my SG, riding cheesy, low key right behind the scene. Hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. The pump stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. Shorty wanna talk for the night, for a talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, my nigga. For the dough, my nigga. Never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG, riding cheesy, low right behind the scene. Hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. The pump stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. Shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, I be taking bricks. I'm making flips and another take all of my paper quick. Get 25 niggas tell me that I ain't the shit. I ain't the one for pussy niggas to be playing with. I spray the 50 on my SG, nigga pin a product for the last tunnel vision. I'm seeing getting money, that's my fetish. And my team say, man, fuck niggas, we the better. If I pull the top out, then everybody gon' pay the same word. Then my nigga yo ready to slide. I'm ready back, put your hoe about to get up inside. I always been a real nigga and I never was high. I used to work a 9 to 5, but it's better than grind. Getting high off the weed I smoke, gotta keep the heat. Coach, you know I do my throat. Shit, I seen before niggas and leave you go. I told my nigga cheesy, though, that we can sneak and go. For the dough, my nigga, I'ma have to get it in. For the dough, I'm about to go and get it in. I do this for my SG, riding cheesy, though, right behind the scene. Hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. The pump stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. Shorty wanna talk for the night, for a talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, my nigga. For the dough, my nigga, never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG, riding cheesy, low key right behind the scene. Hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. The pump stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. Shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end.
I gotta start like this. Free my nigga Ox. Gun fingers for niggas who speak the cops. Man, I'm back on my road. Never really give a fuck. I'm in too deep. And I never should have played with guns. Doc like they met, but they soft like a ladies bunch. Laughing at your team like who the fuck rock the ladies bunch. Had it low key, told the beat like I'm the latest stuff. Someone got to see my phone trying to get the paper up. Feel like two throwing thunder like God. It's the truth, he ain't the truth, man. He's under disguise. I crossed down, but still under disguise. I ain't slept in how long. Can't you see the bags under my eyes? Slack how I ain't living yet. Used to rush a pack a day. Never smoked a cigarette, but now I smoke a pack a day. From the 6th grade, I've been scrapping with this game. Get wet, like a nigga that can trap me in the brain. I feel like old dog, the way I'm trafficking the cane. No love, no heart, nigga. All I feel is pain. Make a nigga that ain't working my work. Got no fuck, think I'm finna die. Cause a nigga got no luck. When I was ready to ride, the niggas never shows up. Waved in my hands at the devil on my shoulder. Said I wouldn't stop and I got shot with a gold pump. But it's bitch in the streets, nigga, so what? Yo, I'm in the streets, nigga, so what? Rob my connect whenever the dope slows up. Yo, I'm in the streets, nigga, so what? Rob my connect whenever the dope slows up.
My nigga, I'ma have to get it in. For the dough, I'm about to go and get it in. I do this for my SG, riding cheesy, low key right behind the scene. Hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. The pump stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. Shorty wanna talk for the night, for a talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, my nigga. For the dough, my nigga, never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG, riding cheesy, low key right behind the scene. Hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. The pump stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. Shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, I'm minimizing any friend disguising. I'm thinking dope, but I'm getting pussy, pushing niggas in the center rising. I've been about it, I beg your body. I need like that Bugattis. I got the kind of thing I'm putting right through your mommy. Two shooters by me, I'm suited in new Versace and CRP. I call it my click on my core pocket. You see the niggas slipping, I'm gripping, using the shot. I'm ready to make my money, you niggas do it for hobby. This shorty wanna ride before they got me roddy. I ain't stopping till I'm in the Benz, I'm ballin' in the Audi. Bitches call a nigga poppy, I go all in for the profit. You need it, I can get it if you want it, then I got it. Got it dirty, bitch, and make a nigga harder than a rocket. I'm telling the bitch, I'm feeling like I'm harder with the rocket. I don't give a fuck like a bitch, gotta be making my dough. I'm picking the middle, so get on my level, my niggas to get in the dough. So my nigga, I'ma have to get it in. For the dough, I'm about to go and get it in. I do this for my SG, riding cheesy low, keep right behind the see me shit behind me sipping on the gin. The hoes stay down when it's sticky, all my niggas rather with me. I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. The shorty wanna talk for the night, for a talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, my nigga. For the dough, my nigga. Never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG, riding cheesy low, keep right behind the see me shit behind me sipping on the gin. The hoes stay down when it's sticky, all my niggas rather with me. I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. The shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, for the dough.
Yo, Jeezy, before that, you ain't gonna see your man. Look, been out on the grind for the minute, trying to get it out, and I've been getting it. These niggas have been sweating it. Don't get off the bed for when I phone a nigga begging it. I'm way ahead of it, I'll ride upon a nigga letting it off. When it comes to this rap shit, I've got this, and so is Jeezy Low. Man, a greasy foe. I'm out for them notes, but I still keep it close. Chase a man, try provoke. That's 5 shots through his throat. Listen, if you know, then you know. I'm still on Rodden Road, shotting hoes, stashing knives in me clothes. If it's not your beat, don't get involved. Don't be ride out and slap a nigga down, and no cases getting sold. Listen, I'm the shooter, you're the victim. I rolled out with him and told police I wear with him. I gave me boys fellow tips, slopes to the loop. Just said that's what I do. The next day when it clipped him, I'm back on it. Make this couple shots. Said I don't want it. I've got nowhere to put it. Plus it's out of bullets and I hate them shotguns. Cause when it's beef, I've never got nowhere to stuff it. I'm riding out with hand things with bullets that expand. If a hitman by the barbers, he go land by pound. Land that he lost. So don't act like you found, man. 8 bills for the odds if you want that brown tan. Listen, I'm trying to stay low off the radar from home because I know they want me so. Still trying to find me from crimes that I did years ago, but I don't even give a fuck. I got fined once, they hit me with some threats, so I will take the shit if I didn't pay the debt. Tell them Jeezy, straight Liverpool to Toronto, you know what it is?
Show these niggas always back on my side. Yo. I'm like, bang, bang, shot, body found in the park again. So flew like an angel with the darkest sins. You can't fly with the carpet wings. So I had to watch him sink like agnostic shit. It's like I built this on my own, no partnership. I did it solo. Nigga, this my nigga, so I shot it up solo. First to my nigga, the clip spilled for the fofo. Yo, yeah, sure. And I'm like, word to my mother, this pop kills. And if I don't have it, then I know it's the snipe girl. See where I'm from? Man, know that the totally got sliver. Poor man, turn your liver to a polar blood. It's that real. Cap filled, but the gas will. And the thing gets stashed in the backfield. And I'm like, niggas been snaking and all that. You know I'm a boss. I took a break, but I'm taking it all back. Handles done smooth, pump short, cause I saw that. Guns with stresses like I'm ready for combat. Yo, A-Star, funny fuck niggas beyond that. One phone call, 7 niggas in all black. These ready niggas, hot back and blow deadly. This is stays in my hand, can't talk it, it's too heavy, nigga.
I would have absolutely no problem with that if they wanted. We had a long meeting today. There's good separation.
Earlier Sunday, Democratic presidential frontrunner Joe Biden said he thinks the president should be wearing a mask.
Follow the science. That's what they're telling us.
Mark Remillard, ABC News.
680 News Time, 12:49. After days of dealing with COVID-19 symptoms, Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been hospitalized. ABC's Julia McFarlane has more.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson was taken to a London hospital on Sunday evening with persistent symptoms of the coronavirus, including a temperature. He tested positive last Thursday. The move is said to be a precautionary step in line with advice from his doctor and is not understood to be an emergency admission. His pregnant and therefore at risk fiancée Carrie Symonds suffered COVID-19 symptoms, but after a week in bed, she says she is on the mend. Julia McFarlane, ABC News at the Foreign Desk in London.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. New Yorkers have more heroes to honor when they stick their heads out their windows every night at 7 p.m. to cheer medical pros battling COVID-19. ABC's Aaron Katersky with more.
The nightly cheer for health workers is like a parade, but nobody's marching. The doctors and nurses are unseen in emergency rooms and intensive care units all around the city, treating patients with coronavirus. The nightly applause and bell ringing can now be for additional military members who were sent here by the federal government to assist, mainly at the Javits Convention Center, now treating COVID-19 patients. Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York.
Coming up, we'll have traffic and weather together on 680 News Time, 12:50.
Your home is more than just a place to live. It's your window of opportunity. With a home equity loan from Capital Direct, your home can provide valuable equity that will give you the freedom to complete those renovations, support your business, or simply get your debt in line. An easy call to 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL will open the doors to all the good things you thought were beyond your reach as a homeowner. So pick up the phone and call 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL today. CapitalDirect.ca.
My name is Aaron Waxman, and in times of uncertainty, we can take solace in the fact that those that we care about, our family, our friends, and those in our community are safe and are practicing physical distancing and staying at home. At my firm, I've encouraged staff to work from home and to follow the guidelines to staying safe. I know these are difficult times.
Nobody cares if a bunch of garbage collectors and gutter cleaners smell like weed smoke. It's legal here anyway, as long as we're not in a circle of more than 5.
Jump in the water, speed that flow, don't go against that flow, speed that flow, jump in that water.
I meditate on this while I'm staring down at the sewer for the water to go counterclockwise. Speed that flow,
speed that flow, jump in that water. Speed that flow, don't go against it, God. Speed that flow, jump in that water.
This is the same drug from before.
Speed that flow, speed that flow, jump in that water. Speed that flow, don't go against it. Speed that flow, don't go against it. Speed that flow, jump in that water. Speed that flow. Slice a piece up in the Dutch pot, curry chicken on the stove top. Shout out niggas from the stove top. Niggas talk but send a gunshot. I fly Aki sauce from my pictures up. The taste run down, but it's shifting good. Shout out niggas at a driftwood. The shit's way beyond crip blooded. Toronto born and raised. They was never ready. Every single day you would be amazed. Living how we live, young niggas grinding stuck up in a maze. Told my nigga Charlie we can get this money, make it different ways. We don't call it no shit, we ain't call it no bitch. But I got a full clip and I better no rich. I just better a bit, and they get it with tits. You know that I flex niggas. Listen up how I bench niggas, better get back on that defense nigga. I guess we on the offense. Like Jordan, Scottie Pippen, better listen on a mission, wishing, hoping that we find a way to beat the competition. Niggas switching, cotton picking, walk with bitches, talk is different. You know, slipping back for business. Wait, let me slow it down. Still full circle, I go around. Wait, never thought my city was a murder town. Proud like a dungeon dragon. Ran from the cops and my pants were hanging. Used to do dirt in a station wagon. Getting locked up in the station flagging. 03, I got you raised the Magnum. Bringing out the beast like a Hugh Jackman. Get your ass up out the car, nigga. Get the fuck out.
Break yourself, nigga. Break yourself.
Fuck school on these streets, don't need a GED, SL crack, what the working class sleeps. Live my life on the beat, no matter what I'ma eat. If I'm a burn for a plate, might as well make it a feast. I go hard till I'm in that box. A little baking soda mixed with cocaine, now we cooking rocks. Can't sleep too many chops, I know they surveillance me. Fuck them, let them watch, Satan's calling and we all on the clock. I have this dream, every night is the same.
I'm on the beach and run up the nuts in the mud.
Tell me what this mean, you can call it greed, I call it get mine by any means. Yeah, the KID, aka the Sandman, putting to sleep like rockin' bye-bye, baby. Will the sun come up tomorrow? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, the boy done lost his way. Walking like a masturbate, where they say, yeah, the boy done lost his way. Nothing good here, all the ground was play. Yeah, the boy done lost his way. Walking like a masturbate, where they say, yeah, the boy done lost his way. Nothing good here, all the ground was play. Yeah, the boy.
I was raised up west side, money motivated mind, fiends standing corners, how would these be on the block and grind? Do this all the time, every day, you know I gotta ride. Money be a girl, say goodbye, cause now the bitch is mine. It's just another day, another crime, we live in the devil's way, like renegades. Marching to their graves, these are the end of days. Get on your knees and pray, like you're about to meet the Lord today. Slowly starting to fade, lost, slipping into an unconscious state. You don't want that faith, living life in the hood, it's for the soldiers, hold your folder. The paper I used for my kush, time to roll up. So high at court never showed up or what? So the lawyer get fucking get hold us. With that lean for a nigga like me, I might rob your whole family tree. Yeah. What that mean for a nigga like me, I might rob your whole family tree.
Yeah, the boy done lost his way. Walking like a masturbate, where they say, yeah, the boy done lost his way. Nothing good here, all the ground was play. Yeah, the boy done lost his way. Walking with your mind, so what's where to say? Yeah, the boy done lost his way. Nothing good here, all the time is play. Yeah, the boy.
To my number call, trust me dog, you ain't prepared to do what I'm prepared to do. Work the car, the artillery I got, cut you in half like a chainsaw. Ready to tat, man down, stop, listen, what's that sound? Everybody look at what's going down. Murder in the first degree, homicide in my crib harassing me. She just jammed the needle in her arm, now she can't speak. It's a cold world that we live in, take it from me. Yeah, in the end, everything I see and have seen is but a dream within a dream. Long days, cold nights, summer fees. This the life that we live, this the life that we live, this the life that we live, motherfucker. This the life that we live, this the life that we live, this the life that we live, motherfucker. This the life that we live, this the life that we live, this the life that we live, motherfucker. This the life that we live, this the life that we live, this the life that we live, motherfucker. This that new shit, that gang life revolution. You don't wanna fuck with this, I got homie on standby, ready to let it rip. I suggest you close your lips, stop bumping your guards before you hurt someone you love. No remorse for my gun, no regrets for these clips. Cross me and I'm thinking about shit. Got an M16, copied up the black market shit. Big guns, big clips, you don't want any part of this. I'm on that leave you retarded shit. We ain't shit, not giving a fuck who started it. Try me, see how far you get. 4 goons in a stolen whip. Roll through, fuck your whole day up. Fucking clown, should've paid up. Now the great nigga putting in work. Covering your coffin in the dirt. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, he got what he deserved. Just the life that we live, just the life that we live, just motherfucker. It's the life that we live. It's the life that we live. It's the life that we live, motherfucker.
COVID-19 cases with the provincial death toll surpassing 100. And a growing number of doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers in the city of Toronto have tested positive. One person has died after a possible shooting in East York.
Mayor John Tory says the weekend's COVID blitz was a success as officials turned down hundreds of people choosing to ignore social distancing protocols.
The U.S. now accounts for more than a quarter of the world's cases of COVID-19 as they prepare for what experts say will be a defining week in their fight.
The NBA is working out the details to air players filming themselves at home playing horse and the new inductions to the 2020 Hall of Fame in the NBA. Sports at 15.
The Prime Minister is preparing to have some words with the President on 3M's N95 face masks, and we could be in for more buying to kick off a shorter trading week as U.S. stock futures jump at the open.
Face masks. We're not wearing them, and we're coming to visit,
News Time
motherfucker.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Michael Ranger.
This report brought to you by Hire the Gardener. If you're traveling northbound on the 427 north of Rathburn in the Express, we've got crews dealing with a stalled vehicle there, so left lane is blocked. You'll see all the flashing lights in the left lane and the left shoulder as you travel past there. It's not causing any delays. Besides that, we're just looking at some overnight construction. Southbound 427 ramps to the highway from the 407 in both directions, they are shut down. South 427 ramp to Finch is closed. Westbound Finch ramp onto the highway, that is shut down as well. Westbound 401, numerous ramp closures there. Southbound Morningside ramp onto the highway is closed. And then we've got the collector shut down entirely at Nielsen. You'll be forced into the Express at that transfer. So the Nielsen ramps to the West 401, they are closed. Northbound Markham Road ramp to the West 401, that is shut down as well. If you're traveling West 401 when you're forced into the Express, you won't be able to get back into the collectors until just west of Brimley. So you will miss the off-ramps to Markham, McCowan, and Brimley because of that closure to the collectors. And Milton ramps to and from James Snow Parkway to the westbound 401, they are shut down as well. Yes, you can still hire the gardener to keep your yard green. No, you don't have to come near them. Look at all the things the gardener can do for your yard at hirethegardener.com. That's hirethegardener.com. Next traffic report at 1:11 with your forecast. Here's Malia Sheikh.
A daytime high of 14 degrees on your Monday, quite a bit warmer than our average high of just 9 degrees, partly cloudy conditions, and a low of 4. Your high for today, 14 degrees.
Right now, downtown Toronto, clear skies. It's currently 5 degrees. And now taking a look over at Pearson Airport, clear skies, 2 degrees, feeling more like -1. 680 News Time, 103. Health officials have released the province's latest COVID-19 case numbers, which show the doctors and nurses are now among those getting sick. As a result of the virus, Ontario now has 4,000 cases and over 100 deaths. 680's Michelle Mackey joins us now with more on that story. The province is reporting that at least 25 more people have succumbed to COVID-19, while officials at Pinecrest Nursing Home confirm 1 more death. About a third of all residents in the Bob Cajun home have now died. Pinecrest is one of more than 36 nursing homes in the province experiencing COVID-19 outbreaks, and a growing number of healthcare workers are also becoming infected. In the city of Toronto, more than 30 doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers have tested positive. Mayor John Tory reiterating the best course of action to curb the spread.
So stay home if you can. If you have to go out, if you absolutely have to go out, please remember 2 meters, 6 feet, a hockey stick, whichever one you want to remember. Please keep your distance.
And failure to do so could cost you up to $1,000. The COVID-19 enforcement team continues its weekend blitz. I'm Michelle Mackey. Meantime, Peel paramedics has tested positive for COVID-19 after being exposed to the virus at work. Peel Public Health say the paramedic and their partner were exposed while responding to a collision. The paramedics followed all procedures when they transported a patient to a hospital. And other patients, paramedics, or staff have been exposed. 680 News Time, 104. Toronto police say one person has died following an incident in the Thorncliffe area. Officers were called to the Overlea and Thorncliffe Park Drive area for reports of gunfire. People were seen fleeing the scene, and the victim was found in a vehicle with life-threatening injuries. The victim reportedly struck a building at the Leaside Park pool at the end of a parking lot west of Millwood. Life-saving measures were performed on the victim, but they later succumbed to their injuries on scene. The homicide unit has been called in to investigate, and roads will remain closed in the area. 680 News Time, 1:05. Despite warnings in parking lot closures, Vista seekers tracked to the Scarborough Bluffs by the hundreds this weekend, even as Toronto's COVID-19 numbers kept climbing. City parks are not closed, but park amenities, including playgrounds and parking lots, are, and physical distancing of 2 meters at parks and public squares are being forced through a new city
Let's go to the
emergency
park
order.
in your neighborhood,
680's Lucas
stupid.
Castelletto reports.
While many Torontonians got the message to stay home, Bluffers Park in Scarborough was one
Why
of the city's problem
jogging?
locations. An enforcement
Well,
blitz
the one guy's
saw
up there right
Lima
now.
officers and
It's 1 in
police
the morning
fanned out
he's
across
out
the
there.
city
There's nobody
to
else out
educate
there. It's
and
perfect.
enforce rules
These
relating
assholes
to
are out there in the middle of the day
COVID-19.
doing
On
laps.
Saturday, city officials say
Why?
upwards of 800 cars were turned away from the park. Mayor John Tory says officers will continue to be vigilant.
Turned away
to get
from.
the
That means
message
if they
across.
saw the police there, still tried to park.
But I think those are warnings that are designed to educate people and tell them that they shouldn't be in these crowd seats, they should go home.
Another problem spot this weekend was Hyde Park, where 140 vehicles were turned away. The mayor's office tells 680 News that city officials are considering closing Hyde Park altogether to keep large crowds away during cherry blossom season. I'm Lucas Castelletto.
680 News Time, 1:06. As concerns grow about shortage of personal protective equipment, health officials say they're pulling out all the stops to protect frontline workers. Karen Seolan of City News has the details.
I don't think you
Surgical
are.
masks are supposed to be used just once, but as shortages arise, Canada's top doctor, Teresa Tam, says experts are looking to see if masks and other equipment can be disinfected and reused.
It is one of the most important and I think worthwhile lines of pursuit for PPE right now.
While work is still underway looking for the best science to decontaminate used equipment, Tam has this message for the provinces and territories.
Certain things shouldn't be thrown away right now.
In his daily briefing to Canadians, the Prime Minister also commented on international competition for life-saving masks.
I am confident that we're going to be able to solve this.
Trudeau plans to talk to Donald Trump in the coming days, saying he hopes to convince the U.S. president that blocking exports of critically needed medical gear to Canada will harm both nations. For City News, I'm Karen Seolan.
That's
And now to New York, where
as
despite
threatening as
another
the Canadians
significant
gonna
rise in
get.
COVID-19 cases, there's a
So this
slight
will hurt
glimmer of
both
hope.
of
680's
us.
Meg Bunk
Both.
reports.
The U.S.'s
Both,
COVID-19 case count continues to soar, so much so that it's doubling every 5 days. But experts say the apex is still to come. And as the country prepares for that impending wave, all focus is on crucial medical equipment, or rather the potential lack of it. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has been managing the country's epicenter with over 120,000 cases and pleading for more ventilators from the federal government. But Cuomo is not alone. Louisiana Governor John Edwards warns that the state, now with over 12,000 cases and 400 deaths, could run out of ventilators by the end of the week. But President Donald Trump reassures that there is a plan.
Good plan to take from some areas.
All this because somebody ate a bat that wasn't cooked.
10,000. We're also taking from areas that won't be as badly hit as today we think they will be.
Trump says they have a federal stockpile of 10,000 ventilators and they will deploy them strategically as needed. I'm Meg Bunk.
As needed. Right now,
You're listening
dummy.
to All News Radio 680 News at 1:08. As children and teenagers prepare for online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic, teachers and parents say it will be an imperfect process. The Canadian Press reports parents believe that elementary-age children need more
Y'all
time
all
and
spend all
supervision than
day
high
on
school
your damn
students,
phones on the
who also
internet
start
anyway.
e-learning today. The plan sets standards for different grade levels, ranging from 5 hours of work per week for kindergarten to grade 6 students, and 10 hours of work per week for students in grade 7 and 8. High school students, meanwhile, will be required to complete 3 hours of work per course per week for semestered students. The president of the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association says the union will advocate for a consistent province-wide approach during the closure. Coming up, traffic and weather together on the 680 News Time, 1:09. This
is 680 News. In times like these, shouldn't your money work even harder for you? We think so. That's why at Duca Credit Union, you get no-fee checking accounts. You also get high interest on deposits and investments, and low mortgage rates. Plus, you get to share in the profits. That's the Duca difference. And now we're offering 2.5% interest on your savings until March 31st, 2021. Find out how at earnmore.duca.com. Do more, be more, achieve more with Duca Credit Union. Conditions apply.
Now, the 680 News gas price update, as Enpro predicted, the price of gas didn't budge at midnight. It's holding at 78.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations. 680 News time, 110.
Of course, you always want to be there for your parents and grandparents. But when you can't be right there with them, Direct Alert by TELUS Health can be. This personal emergency response service gives your loved ones access to 24/7 support at the push of a button, and knowing they're taken care of takes some of the worry away. Direct Alert by TELUS Health is simple to install yourself, ships directly to you, and starts at $25 a month. Right now, you can save up to $180 a year on select plans. Visit directalert.ca for details.
Everyone can do their part to slow COVID-19. Wash your hands thoroughly and often with soap and water. Practice physical distancing and stay home if you're sick. If concerned you have symptoms, you can take Ontario's online self-assessment to learn if you need to seek care. The most common symptoms of COVID-19 are fever, cough, and difficulty breathing. And if you've been exposed to COVID-19, have any symptoms, or have traveled outside Canada, you should self-isolate for 14 days. Visit ontario.ca/coronavirus for more information. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
680 News time, 1:11, time for traffic and weather. Together on the ones with an eye on your drive, here's Michael Ranger.
Well, pretty quiet drive if you are out on the highways. We're just dealing with some overnight construction. None of it is causing any delays, though, so everything remains up to speed. No slowdowns on any of the major routes, but we do have some ramp closures because of this construction. Westbound 401, southbound Morningside ramp to the highway closed, and then the collectors closed entirely at Nielsen. You will be forced into the express using that transfer, and you'll miss the ramps to Markham, McCowan, and Brimley because of that. You can't get back into the collector lanes until you're west of Brimley. The collectors are open there if you're using the ramps onto the highway from Markham Road, McCowan, or Brimley. It's just if you were already traveling on the westbound 401, you will miss all of those off ramps. Further along the road, westbound 401 in Milton, that's to and from Jamestown Parkway, they are shut down as well. Other side of the highway, no ramp closure, some construction along the way, lane restrictions, but again, none of it causing any delays. Northbound 427 at Dundas, the transfer into the express closed, and then at Burnham Thorpe, the transfer into the collectors is shut down. We did have a stalled vehicle northbound 427 express. Just north of Rathburn, left lane was blocked, but that has now cleared. On the southbound side of the highway, the ramps to the southbound 427 from the 407 in either direction closed. South 427 ramp to Finch shut down, and the westbound Finch ramp onto the highway, that is closed for overnight construction as well. Next traffic report is at 1:21 with your forecast. Here's Malia Shaking.
Monday is shaping up to be a nice day. A daytime high of 14 degrees.
Nice drive, nice
some
day.
very calm winds, a low of 4.
Nice
Tuesday it
country,
drops down
nice
just a
nation,
touch, a
nice
daytime high of
unity
11
drive.
with a mix of sun and cloud, and low of 6. Your high for today, 15 degrees.
Downtown Toronto right now, 5 degrees. We're seeing a clear sky outside the studios and over at Pearson Airport. Similar
She
conditions
says it
there,
like she can
and
see out the
2
window. We're in the
degrees.
basement.
Still to come on 680 News, we'll take a look at
You can
some
see it on a
vulnerable
TV
populations
screen.
who are being left out of the government's funding during the pandemic.
I
680
don't feel
News
left
time,
out.
1:13.
Are you looking
All
for a
these people
ministry
with jobs don't know where all the
online
meal
high school where
programs
you can
are.
earn credits or upgrade your marks?
They don't know
Learn from
who's
home
got
with the
cigarettes. They
Ontario
don't know who's
Virtual
got
School.
weed. They don't know
The Ontario
nothing.
Virtual
Oh,
School
man.
allows you to earn
Feel like the
OSSD
Walmart
credits
breeder.
while you learn from home.
So I
So you
dress
can
like
get your
this.
high school diploma. Now is a good time to sign up. Set your own schedule and get
I should try it,
24-hour
like, acting
access to our
offended.
certified teachers. Some courses can be completed in as little as 4 weeks. Learn more at OntarioVirtualSchool.ca.
Hey guys, it's never a good look when you untuck a long bulky dress shirt. It just looks sloppy. That's why Untuck It makes shirts specifically designed to be worn untucked. And not only do they look good, they feel great too. Untuck It offers 50 fit combinations, so tall, short, slim, and bigger guys can experience the perfect fitting shirt. While our stores are temporarily closed, please go to untuckit.ca where you can browse and purchase from our extensive
That
new
time
spring
is
line. Use
fucked
promo
up.
code Canada for 20% off your entire first purchase. Untuckit.ca. Promo code Canada.
Ottawa. 680 News time, 1:15. Now, 680 Sports and Sportsnet 5 back to the
Oh,
fan.
come on.
Here's
The
Colin
connection's on us.
Husky.
In desperate
Fuck
need
that.
of some basketball, well, the NBA
fuck
thinks so.
happened?
So get this, the league could unveil players virtually competing in the favorite playground classic, horse. And NBA players often have some gyms set up at their homes. They'll be able to film themselves taking
Come
shots
on.
and giving each
I
other
really getting
still
frustrated.
being worked out according to
This is like a
ESPN.
complete